Hi everyone, so this is just a really quick one to tweak the camera on the ALS. So just show it. At the moment we've got it like this, and this is kind of the default setup. And what we're going to do is maybe you want to tweak it closer to the specific game. And so what you need to do is you need to be in the content folder here, search for ALS Camera Behavior, and then double click to open this. And it's going to open to this. There's kind of two sections here, and actually this also isn't quite what we want. So let's just spread this out a little bit. So at the moment we're on the aiming one. So if you want specific kind of view when you're actually aiming, you want this one. But if you want to tweak just the general one, then you need to search here for look. And if you double click on that, it's going to give you a similar kind of thing. So, whoops. So you can see, try that again, that we've got looking and aiming. And then for each of these, we've got the top one is the standing pose. And the bottom one is the crouched pose. And then for each of those, you've then got it for default. So walking, running, and sprinting. So we're on looking at the minute. So that bottom one is the crouch if you're crouching, and the top one is if you're standing. So if you want to change where the camera is, so if we change this for walking to say 100, compile that and go in. Now you can see that it's quite a bit closer in, but because we've not changed the aiming, it goes quite far out. So depending on what we're looking to do, you can basically tweak these values. Now you might not want it to change when you're running and that kind of thing, in which case it's only these you want to tweak. But it was 200 by default, so I'm going to set that to 150. I'm going to leave these, like I said, this is running and sprinting, don't really care about that. I'm also going to change the crouching one as well, so that matches up. And then again, I'm going to leave that for running and sprinting. I'm not even sure you can run and sprint when you're crouching. But then for the aiming one, I'm going to do that to where we just had it, so just a -100. So you should be able to see the difference here. And then again, on the crouching one, I'm going to tweak that as well. So I'm going to compile that, go into our game, so you can see this is the 100. And because we're moving a bit faster, it's moved a bit out of the way. And then when I aim, you can see it's got a bit closer as well. So we're at 100. If we sprint, it'll go further back. And then when we stop moving, it'll close back in. And then when we aim, it'll go in even closer. And I wonder, let's just try one more thing here. So say for example, I also want it to go, so make sure we're in the right one. I want to do it on aiming, I want to do it on the standard one. Let's try that to 40. Need to remember that was 70 before. So now it should be closer into the shoulder, I think, when we do it, providing I've done that the right way around. So let's try this. So we got our view. And when we're moving, it's not doing it. Again, we could keep that in. And then when we aim, you can see he's closer to the center of the screen than he was before. He was quite close to the corner kind of before, but now it's kind of keeping him close to the center, which is quite a nice look. So yeah, so that's kind of a run. So if we want it close all the time, let's just do one more tweak. I'm sure you kind of get the idea, but so we want looking, and we want, so let's do that as 150 as well, and only come back when it is sprinting properly. About 70 as well. We are on looking. Yeah, I think that's what I want to try. So let's try that now. F11. So now, even when we're moving, it's quite close to us. There is a bit of lag, so maybe we still need to tweak some more then. But again, when we aim, it goes in closer. It's quite fast when we aim, but slower to come back. But I think there is a transition somewhere. Rotation, lag speed, blend time, transition. So you can maybe tweak those. One thing I would say is, obviously, this is part of the main ALS components, so just be very careful. Make sure you're making notes of the values and things, or keep an eye on them in the video, so that if you need to go back to them, you've got those values to go back to. But yeah, that's how you can kind of tweak your camera to be either closer to the character or further away from the character if you want it. But I think for the majority of games, it's going to be closer to the camera. Okay.